I have two variables, word1 and word2, and I've already run this code, so you can see that word1, and I have it on the right here, word1 is set to pizza and word2 is set to cookies. So let's say I want to swap the contents of these variables. In other words, I want word1 to be equal to whatever word2 is, which is cookies in this case, and I want word2 to be equal to whatever word1 is, which is pizza in this case. So my question is this: can I just swap the two words by just saying I want to set word1 to word2 and then saying I want to set word2 to word1? Will that swap them? Think about it for a moment and then I'll run it and we'll find out. All right, you got it? All right, here we go. I'll run it. And did it work? It didn't work. They both, word1 got set to cookies, but word2 also got set to cookies. How did that happen? Why is that? Well, let's see. Maybe you know already. I don't know, but let's see. So I'll reset word1 to pizza and word2 to cookies. Well, what happened? I'm going to run these one at a time. What happened when I set word1 to word2 is word1 got set correctly to cookies, but now when I set word2 to word1, word2 is also going to get set to cookies because that's what word1 is. I hope that makes sense. So in order to swap two variables, in order to have two variables that exchange values, you need a third variable. You need a temporary holding variable to do that. So I made myself another variable and I called it temp. Hey, it's a temporary variable. And I'm going to run this again. So I have word1 is pizza, word2 is cookies. Now in order to swap these two values here, I need to set temp to one of the values. Now I could set it to either one, but I'm going to set temp to word1. And actually we can see what happens here. So temp actually will be set to pizza in this case. So now I can replace word1 with the contents of word2. And now since I've saved word1, now this is a little bit tricky, so I hope you can think about what's going on. So now that I've now saved the contents of word1, all I have to do is put the temporary variable, which is the contents that I saved, into word2. I hope I'm explaining this well enough. All right, I'm going to run this, and yeah, I think you'll see that pizza and cookies will switch place. They did. I hope that totally makes sense to you. In order to switch the contents of two variables, you need a third variable. Often it's called temp. So again, let's just go through this again. And I think perhaps you'll agree that this, well, actually, I'm going to start it again here. So what happened was the variable called temp got set to pizza. Okay, fine. And then word1, which was pizza, was able to get set to cookies. And actually, maybe I'll just run these two lines first so you can see what's happening. They're both cookies now. But remember, I have this temporary variable which was set to pizza. So when I run this last line of code here, word2 is getting correctly set to pizza. I think if you give this some thought, it'll make total sense. So you're going to use this idea. This is not the exact code, but you're going to use the same concept to swap two items in a list. In other words, to swap two items in a list, you need a temporary variable, and then you need to do a little switcheroo like I have right here. We actually set the location 1 to whatever's at location 2, and then location 2 to that temporary variable. It's going to be a little bit different with lists, but I think you can work it out. All right, thanks for watching.